Morning everyone, so we are getting ready for our low impact and stability training. So our main purpose today is going to be definitely lateral core as well as push through the chain. We're working through the legs as well. So we're gonna have four different stations. Each one of them is gonna be 9 minutes long. So 9 minutes, 9 minutes, 9 minutes, 9 minutes. First two, we're gonna have 10 repetitions of each exercise. Last two, we're gonna have 8 reps. So I'm starting from the top. We've got some lateral lunges coming away. We're also gonna have some dumbbell crunches and prone rows. So let's go over that. So for the lateral lunges, guys, I'm gonna open that up this way. All right, looks just like this. As you guys know, main focus is going to be stability through your knees, your hips, and great working through your glutes. So my setup, make sure your feet is underneath your hips, make sure your chest is up tall. You're gonna be lunging to one side, coming back in and lunging to the other side. You guys have 10 total of those, okay? So 10 on the right, 10 on the left, total of 20 reps. Cues, make sure your toes are facing forward, make sure your spine is nice and long, and you're not collapsing through the spine. Next one is gonna be your dumbbell crunches. If you have never done this before, make sure you either go really, really light on your dumbbell or you use no dumbbell at all. Alright guys, the main purpose of that is, because my hands are up, I'm training of course my shoulder stability. I'm also training all the muscles underneath my armpits, my lats, and I'm also of course really training my abs. So set up, whatever knee is bend, that is going to be the hand that is going to be over your head. Okay, from here you're going to maintain that spine nice and long, and you're going to slowly drop yourself down. So I like to use my arm to be nice and straight, calm back down, and then push back up. Okay, you're going to be doing this 10 reps on one side and 10 on the other. Biggest common falls are going to be being out of line, so make sure you guys have a straight line. It is okay to do it without the dumbbell, get the movement down, and then increase with the dumbbell. Cues that I would say is control on the way up and down, and make sure you're stable through your shoulders, okay? Stable and mobile, that's very important for today. Again, 10 and 10. All right, guys, for the next one, we're going to be having prone rows. You can go with a little bit of heavier load, depending on your upper body and core strength as well. Alright team, main purpose of the prone rows is going to be training through your lateral core, your shoulder stability, and your posterior your muscles, so especially your upper back muscles, right? So my setup is going to be holding the dumbbell, and I'm going to have a nice long spine, so into a plank position. From that position, I'm going to lift one arm, and then the other arm, that will count as 2. So you're going to have 10 total of those. Biggest common falls is wiggling the hips, so make sure you're nice straight through the hips, and you're really embracing your abs, and your shoulders are, of course, nice and away from the ears. That will be your station number 1, guys. Now we're going to go to station number 2. We're going to need a med ball for station number 2, and that's pretty only the 2 equipments that you're going to need for the day, dumbbells and med ball. We're going to go into some med ball squat presses. All right, main focus, guys, because we are going into shoulder to shoulder, you're going to be training hip stability and lateral line, and of course shoulders. So my setup is going to be now regular squat. I'm going to bring one med ball to the shoulder. I'm going to squat into a nice squat, push, and then bring it to the other shoulder. Every right and left is 1. So 1, 2. That means every 2 squats counts as 1 rep. So really doing 20 squats. Biggest common falls, guys, is going to be like what people do in squats in general, right? They cave the knees in, they arch to their back. So make sure you guys are always staying nice and tall. What's going to happen pretty often is, because now you're holding a med ball, you're going to get a little distracted and you're going to forget about the bases. So just make sure the basics stays there. Okay, the knees are still out, the chest still up, you still have a nice long spine. I like to cue people to press with your feet, so you're not just using your shoulders. You're gonna get a fantastic shoulder burn in this exercise. For the next one, we're gonna go into your med ball wood chops, but we're gonna be doing this actually on the floor today. So let me go over that with you guys. Again, for this exercise, if you have a light med ball, that might be best for you today. But if you only have one med ball, then we can work whatever we have, obviously. So it looks just like this. Alright guys, I'm going to be doing this in one side and then in the other side. Main purpose, like I said, we're going to be training out your obliques because you are going into that nice plane of motion, okay? And then you're also going to be training, of course, your anterior core, which is going to be your rectus abdominals. So my setup, I like for you to imagine that you're trying to put the ball almost on the floor on the top of this shoulder, and then you're going to try to go across to the opposite knee. So from here, you're going to go back, bring the med ball, tapping the floor or getting really close to the floor. Then you're going to swing yourself up to come to the opposite knee. 10 and 10. Biggest cues is going to be, are you crunching with your abs or are you just throwing the ball? Okay, so it's kind of like a 50-50. You want to use the momentum of the ball, but you also want to make sure you're really using your abs. Okay, external and internal obliques. So make sure you think about putting a seatbelt on, right? Going to the lateral line. All right, team, we're going into the third exercise of your station number 1. So now I'm gonna need a dumbbell, okay? And it's gonna look just like this. All right, team. Single deadlift rows. Main purpose of that is going to be stability and fantastic work into your core and to your back. So my setup is going to be dumbbell exactly on the same hands that the leg is free. So if my left leg is on the floor, my right hand is holding the dumbbell. Now I'm going to tilt from my hip first. I'm going to find my balance and I'm going to roll the dumbbell in and then roll it out. You're going to be doing this in one side for 5 repetitions, on the other side for 5 repetitions. Biggest common falls are going to be not having balance and trying to go too fast. So find balance first, then work on your control. Progression, regression, that means if you can't do that, okay, because you're really off balance, take the dumbbell away, work on simply pulling through your arm, or go lighter on your load, okay? Speed does not happen in this movement. Those are the exercises of block number 1 and block number 2. We're going to station number 3, guys. We've done this push-up before. I'll quickly revisit with you guys. We got some push-up wipers. Right? Main focus of the push-up wiper is going to be at the same time that you're training your shoulders, you're training your lateral core, and of course you're training your abductors because we're opening the legs. So setup is going to be in a regular push-up position, hands underneath your shoulders, feet together. Now, as I perform a push-up, I'm going to slide one leg to the outside, come back in, and slide to the other side. Every push-up is 1 rep. So now in this block, you're going to have 8 push-ups. But again, you guys are going to get all those numbers when I send you guys this video. Next one, guys, is going to be your scorpion bridges, okay? I'm going to face this way and then I'll face the other way. All right, team. Main focus of the scorpion bridges is a fantastic mobility exercise in through all the muscles in your posterior chain and great stability as well in through your shoulders. So my setup, guys, I will be, of course, laying on the floor, okay? From that position, I'm going to bring my hands just about outside of my hip. From here, I'm going to push into a bridge, bring my hands all the way across into the other corner, come back in, and go to the other side. Right and left is 1, so you're actually going to have 16 of those. Okay, biggest cues, guys, feel the burn through your glutes and hamstrings. Get that into your posterior chain. It's a necessary movement to keep you mobile. Next one, guys, we're gonna go into our single deadlifts, and then after that, we're gonna have some med ball exercises again. So for now, single deadlifts. Alright guys, main purpose of the single deadlift is a fantastic exercise for your hamstrings and great stability exercise, okay? So my setup is gonna be exactly the same setup of the exercise that we done prior. Back arm, front leg on the floor. From here, I'm gonna tilt from my hip. I'm gonna let my back leg slide back. Whoop. As I almost fall. My phone is like vibrating, so my watch is vibrating, which messes everything up, right? So you guys are gonna perform a couple of reps in one side and the other. So you're really gonna have 8 reps in one side, 8 reps in the other side. Biggest common falls is losing balance, exactly what happened to me a second ago because I got distracted. So you got 8 and 8. If you are very stable, you can definitely go pretty heavy on this, okay? So play with your load. If you don't want to use a dumbbell, but you have a really heavy and nice kettlebell, feel free to use the kettlebell as well. All right, guys, next exercise is going to be my med ball squat hop. So make sure that I don't fall on anything. So I'll show you guys a couple of times. Looks just like this. Okay, that will be 1 rep count. Main purpose, now we're trying to go for a little bit of endurance, right? We're trying to activate cardiovascular training. So my setup, guys, the med ball is just about in front of me, okay? My feet, I'm right behind the med ball, so you should be able to see my feet right now. From here, I'm gonna simply hop from one side and come back exactly where I was. Hop, hop. It's not a squat, it's just a hop. Now from that hop, I'm gonna grab the ball, I'm gonna swing it up. I want you to imagine that you're curling the ball and pressing the ball. So I'm gonna do it again. Hop, squat to get it, curl, push, curl, drop. Hop, squat, curl, push, curl, drop. Of course, as I do it fast, I'm really just pressing the ball up with a curl in between, but you can barely see it, so I'm gonna do it one more time. Right? Right and left is one, as I said, guys. Biggest common fall is not understanding the movement. Just remember, you're gonna hop, squat, throw. Like I said, right and left is 1, so you should be feeling a little out of breath. We're gonna be doing 16 total of these. Biggest progression, if you got the movement down, is going to be increasing your load. But the biggest cues, because of your common falls, are gonna be, a lot of people are gonna be trying to get the ball like this. Make sure you grab the ball like you're squatting to the ball, okay? If you're squatting well, if your chest is up, you have great motion, feel free to increase your speed on the hops and increase, of course, the load of your med ball. All right, guys, we're going to your last station now, okay? First exercise is going to be a regular push-up. Everybody knows how to do a push-up. So just regular push-up. Okay, range of motion is what I'm looking for. You actually can get some speed if you have great quality of movement. You're only gonna have 8 repetitions of those. After that, you're gonna have your dumbbell scorpion bridges. We've done scorpion bridges, I'm just gonna be adding a dumbbell. So I like to use about 15 pounds. A lot of people usually use 7, 8, or 10s. But I just wanna let you guys know on that because one side is very different than the other side. So, face both directions so you guys can see. All right, guys. First of all, right and left is 1. I told you the focus. We're going to be training your posterior muscles because we are using a dumbbell. Now you're also activating your posterior muscles in your shoulders and activating your back muscles as well. So very, very good stability through your shoulders. But again, a lot of you guys are not stable on your shoulders, so please take your time. So the setup is the same of the bridge. The only thing I'm changing is I'm adding a dumbbell and I'm going to be reaching my hands to the corner. Like I said, right and left is 1. You're only going to be doing 8. So it's actually 4 in each side. Cues that I would say to you, start light, see how strong you really are through your posterior chain, and then you can always increase your load. All right, guys, this is coming to the end. All right, team, so for the next one, we got some deadlift rows. Looks just like this. Alright guys, main purpose, we're training from the hamstrings and we're also training our upper back. So my setup, feet underneath my hips, okay? I'm gonna tilt from my hip, bringing the dumbbell to about my knee level. I'm gonna pull, release, and stand. This is 1 rep count. You guys are gonna be doing 8 reps of these. The biggest common falls, guys, is either you people are going too far to the point that you're arching your back, okay, or swinging the hip. So make sure you guys are nice, stable, and controlled as you do it. It's totally okay to go heavier in this one because you're always gonna be able to stand up in between exercise and exercise, which is fantastic. So progression will be definitely increasing your loads, guys. That's really what I would love to see you guys working on, okay? So cues, make sure you guys have a nice, fantastic, long spine. All right, team, so we're now going to the last exercise, which is your med ball swings. Looks just like this. Okay, main focus of the med ball swing is pretty much the same of the kettlebell swing, okay, when it comes to the hip down. So kettlebell swings really train through your glutes, your hamstrings. That's what the med ball is going to do. But now, because we're lifting the hand over your head, you're also going to be training the muscles from your thumb going all the way to the middle of your back. So my setup is going to be my feet outside of my hip, and I'm going to grip the med ball. From here, I'm going to maintain a nice long spine. I'm going to show you guys the side view. And I'm going to swing with my hip and bring my arms nice and straight. You have the option of stepping back or just swinging, okay? You're gonna be doing 8 reps, guys. All right, team, some of the exercises I know you know, others I know you don't know. So skip it through as needed, and please ask me any questions you may have. You guys are gonna be doing the average about 3 times around in each station, just so you guys know. All right, team, looking forward to hear from you. Let's keep busy. And anyways, I'll see you guys very soon. I really believe that. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.